Hi, John Dwyer here, and I'm here with John Formica, and we're here to talk about if Disney ran your business, what would it look like, aren't we, John?
That's right.
Now, I would like to, title this presentation is how to create a wow factor and take your prospects' eyes off the price. You do not want their eyes on the price. Now, Disney are absolutely number one in the world at doing that. We all know that if we go to a Disney theme park, you come out of that theme park stony broke. That's it.
You're out of money.
But
you had a great time.
You had a great time, and you'll never complain about it, but they know how to extract every single dollar out of your wallet. And what I want to do is to discuss with John and provide for you as a business owner some good tips in terms of what I call wow factor marketing. And wow factor marketing, generally speaking, is you providing an artificial bonus to your prospects when they buy into your product or service. And I think that this one is probably a good example. I and my wife Gail, we have 6 children. They're adults now, they're millennials. But at one stage we had 6 children under 12, and we spent on Happy Meals at McDonald's about $6.2 billion. And it wasn't for the hamburger, it was all about the free little toy. Now, what McDonald's have been able to do for many decades now is take our eyes off the price onto the free toy, and of course pester power from those little kids. Mummy, daddy, I want to get a Happy Meal. Worked like a dream. Kellogg's breakfast cereals, they've been doing it forever, putting toys in the bottom of their breakfast cereal boxes, and of course that's probably been around for 50 odd years. There are some other companies that do it whereby they say, look, buy your lounge suite from us this weekend and you will get 2 years interest free. So that's a wow factor. Wow factors for some of the aeroplane companies, for the what do you call airlines? I don't know why I had a mental break then, but the airlines might be book your flight to Florida in the next 24 hours, and we will upgrade you to executive business class or whatever it might be. Now, what I want you to do is think about how you can add a wow factor to your product or services. Now, if you've got an organic wow factor in your product or service, so therefore you are the only player in town with that product or service. Let's say that you were, you have a particular medicinal product that cleared up skin blemishes within 24 hours, and there's no other product on the market that does that. Then you don't need an artificial wow factor. You've got an organic wow factor. You can say we are the only product in the world that fixes up skin blemishes in 24 hours. That's fine. But if you have a product which is much the same as everyone else's, then you might have to think of an artificial wow factor. So if you have a wheelbarrow and you're in a hardware store, but everyone else has the same wheelbarrow for about the same price, well, either you better make sure it lights up in the dark, or with your wheelbarrow you give away a free shovel or fork or pitchfork or whatever it may be. Then that's what you should be doing, because in this day and age, if you drop the price of your wheelbarrow from your little hardware store, the big box store like Walmart down the road is going to kill you every time, okay? They're going to beat you on price every time. So don't try and win on price, win on adding a bonus, a value add, or what I call a wow factor, and just watch what happens, because it takes their eyes off the price. And the best example of this, John's got some good ones with Disney, but I'll just give you this before I throw to John. A banking client of mine in Australia called the Greater Building Society, they had the same money as anyone else when they were giving out their home loans. As you know, there is no difference in physically the money when you borrow $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000 to get a home loan, to get a home. The money is money. Money doesn't matter where you come from. So you can't say, well, one is a nicer chocolate compared to that chocolate. There is no competition. It's just money looks the same and does the same. And so therefore, guess what? They were competing against all of the other banks on price. 3.8% versus 3.7. They dropped to 3.6. The other bank would drop to 3.5, and it was a race to the bottom. Crazy game. So I talked them into giving away a free vacation with their home loans. And I'm going to play for you now one of the commercials that ran when this promotion was happening, and it tripled their home loan business within the first 3 months. It doubled their home loan business within 3 months and then tripled it within 18 months. Have a look at this TV ad that I'm about to show you, and you'll see there isn't any mention of price whatsoever. In Australia, we call vacations holidays. So it's get a home loan, get a free holiday. Have a look at this ad and tell me whether you think this looks like a normal home loan ad for a bank. It doesn't.
Going on a summer holiday.
We stayed at the Brits on Broadbeach, and as I said, it was just wonderful. We opened the door and there it was, right over the beach and right over the city lights, and we couldn't believe our eyes, really.
Get a home loan from the Greater Building Society and choose yourself a free holiday. No catches, no competitions. Call the Greater on 13 13 86.
For me and you.
Okay, so you can see there was no mention of price, no mention at all of interest rates. It just says get a home loan from us and we'll give you a free holiday, which means a free vacation. Now, a few years later, we decided to go one step further, and we were lucky enough, or I was lucky enough, to be able to convince, Jerry Seinfeld, yes, the Jerry Seinfeld, to be spokesman for this bank. And so therefore I flew over to New York quite a few times, and we put together a big advertising campaign for online and for TV, and Jerry came on and became the spokesman for this bank. And I want to play this advertisement for you because, once again, have a look if you can see any pricing for home loans, and have a look if you think this is a very unusual ad for a bank and for home loans. It is, and that's the idea. We want to be we want to be unlike any other bank. We'll play the ad and you can be the judge.
I'd like to talk to you about a home loan. Not for me, for you. I have a home.
Get a Getaways home loan from the Greater. It could be the most fun financial decision you'll ever make. Just ask a Greater customer.
When we shopped around for a home loan, we found the Greater had one of the lowest interest rates.
And a free holiday with over 200 choices, and there were no catches.
Get a Getaways home loan and go on a free holiday. Or loan us some money and we'll go on a holiday. Either way, someone's getting out of here.
So there you go. The result of putting a wow factor on top of a wow factor, that's Jerry Seinfeld on top of a free vacation, it went nuts. It broke all records. And, when they were talking about, what should we do, because Seinfeld had such an impact on their business, I said, build a statue. And they said, well, that sounds like a good idea. We'll have to get Jerry's character. I said, well no, not Jerry, me. Build a statue of me. I came up with the idea. You idiots, give me the statue. They didn't do that for some reason. I think they thought I was a big enough show off as it is, so to build a statue, there would have been, yeah. Now, John, wow factor marketing, which I know you've spoken about in one of our other presentations as +1 marketing. Disney with their fireworks shows and the Main Street Entertainment and the Barbers Quartet and everything. Everything's wow factor, isn't it?
And again, it's they're going to get more value. So they're getting their eye off the price, and they're going to get more value. One of the things that we did at Disney was we wanted you to stay at a Disney Resort hotel. And so what we said is, if you stay at a Disney Resort hotel and you get off the airplane, your bags are going to go from the baggage claim area right to your room. So you don't have to lug them to your car. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to carry them around. You don't have to worry about it. We'll take care of your bags, and we'll make sure your bags go right up to your room. No extra charge. Now, there is an extra charge, but it's not an extra charge. It's all incorporated in the room rate and everything else. But again, giving them convenience, giving them something of added value that takes the mind off the fact that, a Disney resort might be more expensive than one of the other hotels that are off Disney property. But look at all the other stuff you get, right? Just no different than I can get a loan anywhere, but I can get a holiday from this one. Where else would I would go? So it's to be different than everybody else. And I know in your business, you can come up with all kinds of things to make yourself just a little bit unique and different that I know your competition isn't doing, and you'll attract people to your business.
John, the thing that I love about Disney parks is the Fast Pass. And you just feel special. I know you can only get one ride Fast Pass at any one time, and there's a logic behind that. But to get that ticket where when you come back an hour or two later, you're going to go past everyone on that line. Everyone wants to stab you, of course, as you go past because you're doing like Mr. Bean. I've got a Fast Pass. No, you're not. But the thing is, you feel special when you have that Fast Pass.
That's right. Yeah. That's it. And again, it's...
Just explain what the Fast Pass is in case people haven't.
The Fast Pass is where, rather than going and going to an attraction, let's say Space Mountain or one of the more popular rides,
and waiting on a line. You just go to a computer ahead of time, if you're staying at the hotels or whatever it is, and you can find out when's available, like making a reservation to go on a ride. That's the best way to. Because a ticket pops out of the machine.
That's right, and so it'll say you can go on Space Mountain at 2:00 in the afternoon. Now, meanwhile, you did it at 9 in the morning, so you go enjoy yourself. Everything else at 2:00 in the afternoon, you show up at Space Mountain, you go right on the ride. Rather than saying, okay, we want to go on Space Mountain, so we better get there about 1 because we know we're going to wait in line for 45 minutes before we get on the ride. You're just wasting time. Disney wants to make it convenient for you.
Brilliant.
You're going to say, you know what, it's worth it because now whatever I pay to get into the parks, I'm getting my money's worth.
I love walking past everyone on that line that goes up and down, and just rather loudly saying to my wife or whoever's with me at the time, I'm so glad to be privileged instead of waiting in this 100-degree heat on a line like that. These poor people. And you can see they just want you to catch a cold. They see you and go, oh. No, but look, that's a wow factor. Let's put it this way. It may well be that a wow factor, if you're a dentist's surgery, is that when a child comes in for whatever dental treatment they're having, they walk away with a little teddy bear. A little teddy bear. It may well be that if you are in the lawn mowing game, you've heard me say it before, you might wash somebody's car at the end of mowing their lawn, or you might wash their windows. I had a friend who was an electrician, and he said to me, how do I get this wow factor thing into my business? I said, pretty easy. Why don't you buy a box of chocolates, which you can buy from any supermarket, quite a nice box of chocolates for $6 or $7. And when you've put the power points into the kitchen for Mrs. Smith and you've fixed up whatever the other electrical hassles are, before you leave, you just leave a box of chocolates on the kitchen bench. And a little note with it that says, oh, thank you, Mrs. Smith, for choosing me to fix up your power points or whatever it may be. You could have chosen any other electrician, but you chose me, so therefore I'd like to say thank you. Now, you don't make a big deal out of it. You just leave it there. She may not see it until you've left. And guess what? He came back to me and said, that was incredible, that simple +1 or wow factor. He said, I was the #1 discussion at the school tuck shop when the mums got together and said, you know what, I had an electrician come in the other day, and he's left a box of chocolates there. And he said he was getting phone calls from other mums of, the school children saying, are you the chocolate electrician?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a brand, and who they got to call when you need an electrician.
Yeah, yeah.
So again, it's part of that marketing, creating those wow factors. Put it in your marketing to differentiate your business from everybody else.
I had a client only yesterday, as a matter of fact, John, and she's in the skincare business. And it's an organic skincare lotion that's 95% women would be the target audience. And I said, she said to me, well, what's a wow? And I said, well, how long have you been in business? And she'd been in business only for a few months, so there was not a lot of history there to create a trend. And what she was going to do was go down to the beaches in Australia, and she was going to hand out little sachets of samples of this cream, and hoping that when she handed the sachet out with a little form for women to fill in, that she could then follow them up. And I went, oh, look, no. That is a small scale way of doing things, because, by the time I said, how much is a sachet? She said $1.50. And I said, how much are you going to sell the real tube for? She said about $20. I said, okay, you could be handing out a lot of $1.50 sachets and not getting a return on that. Mm-hmm. Why don't we do something that would be bigger scale? And I can't help myself, it's always avalanche. And in that bigger scale, what we'll do is that we'll advertise on Facebook and say, how would you like a free sachet of this incredible organic skin cream? All you need to do is pay $3 postage and handling. That's all you need to do, but you will get this incredible sachet, or maybe even two, because the $3 postage and handling is meant to cater for not just the cost of the product, but for the postage and handling. But the person themselves are actually getting a free free sample, free gift, and her eyes became the size of saucepans, because she could see then what was a little idea of handing out a few samples of the beach became an avalanche idea. Now, I can't give you any results to that because it was only yesterday and she's working on it now. But think about that as a wow factor, that if you have, in the business that John and I are in, which is the information marketing business, we are selling information, stuff that's between here, then it's called a tripwire. And so what will happen, I think I have my book here, there we go. If that book there, that normally would sell in a bookstore for $29, I will run a campaign on Facebook and say, look, you can get this book for $5. Okay, now the fact of the matter is to print this book is about $5, right? But so you can get this book for free. Get this book for free. All you need to do is pay $5 or $6 or $7 postage and handling. And so what happens is the postage and handling fee actually covers the price of the book and the postage and handling. Mm-hmm. So this wonderful business card, if you like, goes out and people read about my philosophy, and there will be a percentage of those that will knock on my door and say we want more. So think about that as a wow factor. You might be able to provide a free sample of your product or service online by simply saying that the prospect needs to pay postage and handling.
Great idea, Jenny.
What would you give me out of 10 for that idea?
10.
You know what, I thought he was going to be cruel like I would be, because if he'd said that to me, I would probably 1, 2. Okay, I don't think that's really a good idea. Well, listen, thanks for watching this one. Just think about it. If you are going to attract a lot of attention and take their eyes off the price, think about what John says Disney call a +1 factor, or what I call a wow factor, and to embed that in your head so that when you're thinking about attracting new audience and you don't want to go down the price discount path, just think about the Happy Meal toy. Come up with a Happy Meal toy bonus for your product or service. Thanks for watching.